we're going to do a little shop tour, and what we're really doing is testing the Rode microphone system, and we're also testing the higher resolution on the DJI Pocket 2 camera. So we're kind of testing all the hardware, software that we're using here to make videos in our new video environment where we're not so much at the desk all the time. Well, we're in the shop. I've cleaned up the whole shop, and it is looking much better. There's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done. For instance, this little cabinet right here, where I'm just using it for miscellaneous storage at the moment, could be closed. That wouldn't hurt anything. This drawer could be shut. You can see that the workbench here has been cleaned off. This window is the first time that you can actually see out of the window, and not that you can see out of the window because it's a plexiglass and it's really stained. So I'll probably need to get that headlight cleaner that they use on headlights and see if that'll fix this window, because you can't really see out of it now, as you can tell when the sun's shining on it. This little clippers there is probably going to be my next bench project. Just showing you around the shop. We've got lots of storage bins. Most of the stuff in these top bins is taps and dies, spare taps and dies, in fact. This is just miscellaneous screws and things. You can see here I have my Grizzly combination mill and lathe. This is a 9729. This area over here is kind of cluttered still. I haven't cleaned it up very much. It's mostly lathe related or mill related stuff. And this toolbox is all lathe and mill related. There's you know, all kinds of tooling for the lathe. And that drawer is almost empty. But there's all kinds of things in here for the mostly for the lathe and for the mill. And there's some vacuum accessories also. We have our window air conditioners, how we keep the place cool. I have a furnace up here mounted on the ceiling. That's how I keep it warm. This is my homemade press. I'm really proud of that. That thing works great, and it's air powered. If you look down on the floor, there's the pedal that you step on. You can plug that into the air compressor, and then that leaves you hands free. You just step on the pedal and you can operate everything up here. This little grinder is dedicated to the wire wheel and also to sharpening the tungsten for my TIG welder, I should say. So the tungsten for the TIG welder. This is just parts storage. There's all kinds of little parts in here, bearings and just miscellaneous things. I can't even go into it. There's just so much stuff. This is just junk that needs to be put away. Don't know where all that's going to go yet. There's some oil cans over there. This is mostly wire and just miscellaneous junk and some drill bits and things. Down here is my battery area where I charge batteries. I'm talking like car batteries, tractor batteries, things like that. Here's a battery tester, and I have like 3 different little chargers there. This little grinder used to be in the wood shop, but I brought it over here. Thought it would be handy for cleaning up little metal projects and things. I have a kind of a junky little drill press. It's just a skill drill press. It works good enough, but if I need to do anything real serious, I go into the woodworking shop and use the big drill press. This little saw, I've featured it a time or two in videos, and it's just a Harbor Freight portable bandsaw that I mounted on this rig here, and I put an external switch on it to turn it on and off. It's incredibly loud, but it's incredibly handy also. This is just my chainsaw sharpener, and there's just miscellaneous stuff stored back here, mostly little pieces of metal. I got some rounds down here, and I got some flats up here, and I can just find them that way easy if I need to work on anything. Here's my engine hoist, and then we've got our liquids stored over here, and just some empty jugs and things up there in case I need them. This is my bigger tools, giant wrenches and large pipe wrenches and things, and some bolt cutters and what have you. There's some, this big band is my blades for my sawmill. There's some old chains up there. Don't know what to do with all that stuff. Down here we have jacks and jack stands. This area here hasn't been cleaned up yet, needs to be cleaned up. This cabinet is mostly battery-powered things, drills and what have you. Down here at the bottom is a battery-powered grease gun, and behind that is my laser level. Some straps up here and wire ties, just mostly junk. I haven't cleaned this little area up right here yet. You probably saw me build these shelves on video, and I used the Lasgoo laser level for both level and plumb, and that thing did a great job. Here's my 10-inch grinder, and I have it unplugged because I had moved it earlier, but typically it's just plugged in over here on the wall like so. And there's yet a spare welder down there that still works, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's just a little tiny wire MIG welder. Here's where I keep my cords stored. This is my dump truck project right here. There's the plate compactor I just bought. It's brand new, haven't used it yet. This is my little tire changer from Harbor Freight. That thing works pretty darn good for a manual tire changer. This area here in the center is my welding for the most part. This is my Lincoln Buzz box. This is a Harbor Freight TIG and stick welder, and it works really well, I think. This is a cheapy, just off eBay plasma cutter. Seems to work okay. Got a big shop vac here. This is the Bauer from Harbor Freight, and I really love that vacuum. That thing is awesome. This is my cart I made for my cutting torch. And I've got, oxygen, and this is actually propane instead of acetylene, but it works basically the same, really not much difference. This central toolbox here is, it looks like it's expensive and all that. It's a snap-on, but it must be the old school before bearings. All these trays just slide. They don't have any ball bearings, which I really don't like. I actually much prefer these U.S. General toolboxes. They really work really well. But I took this in on trade for studio time. My buddy John Mirage was recording a lot of stuff, and he traded me this toolbox for time in the studio. Here's my other welder, titanium welder, MIG welder, and I really like this. This is the MIG 140. Here's my little Evolution chop saw. This thing works great for steel. Just absolutely love it. This is my welding table. It's not much, but it's better than not having one. I don't think I showed you my big anvil. I got this from Jack Zert, he was a world-class photographer, and he just used it as a prop. And he took pictures of it, but he never pounded anything on top of it, I don't think. And of course I got my bolt storage over here. This stuff here is mostly junk. That is trash there. This is actual corn that we could put out for the deer and stuff. Then I've got a bucket here of copper and a bucket of just steel. This is all scrap stuff. Even though those are some tools, they're just tools I don't like, and I'm getting rid of them. They're just junk. They've got more parts storage here. I have everything in here. Rubber grommets, all kinds of keepers, and cotter pins, and just all kinds of stuff. Pretty much everything you can imagine. I've got a sink here with a little water heater down here, tiny one that works really well. I have a 60-gallon Cobalt air compressor, and this cord reel from Harbor Freight. Now, actually, this didn't come from Harbor Freight. Now that I think about it, this cord reel, I think I got it from Northern Tool. It's a pretty nice cord reel. More little storage spaces up here, and I'm going to put a bigger storage cabinet right up here next. But I think that pretty much covers the whole shop. I'll tell you, this cord reel is, a real nice thing also, by the way. And I think I got this from Northern Tool, if I'm not mistaken. And it's really handy also. And this is just a little battery, jump pack. It's got the kind that you can change the battery out. I've probably put 2 batteries in that thing over the years. What else could I show you? I think that's pretty much the whole shop. No, I didn't show you what was in this cabinet, so let's just show you that real quick. This has got impact stuff up here. Yeah, this is mostly all Harbor Freight stuff. I tell you what, these earthquake impact drivers are the real deal. These things here, this thing will just twist a 1/2-inch bolt off. It is amazing how powerful. This is tire inflation stuff here. This is other air tools, more air tools. This is mostly welding, MIG welding type stuff like for aluminum, and then there's some soldering and different things in there. This is some extra wrenches. Here's some more electrical stuff. More electrical stuff. And then finally down here, this is the main electrical stuff. This is my toolkit and test equipment and things. Just miscellaneous. There's a lot of storage down here of some really small parts and things like crimpers, crimp-ons and things. I guess I'd just say that we have a very small shop and we have 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag, and there ain't no doubt about that.